Get ready for the action because we are diving straight into the latest NFL drama. We start with the Steelers' depot, where Seth Walder delivered a harsh C grade for bringing back Aaron Rodgers. Walder pointed directly at Malik Willis as the misstep, suggesting that the Steelers missed a huge opportunity and that the contract cost was too high, raising serious questions about the decision to re-sign the veteran quarterback. We break down exactly why this decision is being scrutinized by the NFL staff. Find out the timeline for his off-season activities and what this means for the 2026 campaign. And finally, the massive financial commitment that seals the deal. Aaron Rodgers has officially signed a one-year contract worth up to $25 million with the Pittsburgh Steelers, confirming his return for 2026. We look at the details of this deal, the base salary figures, and what this contract means for the future of the franchise. Don't miss a second of this breakdown, so make sure you bookmark behind the steel curtain for all the latest news and more. The Pittsburgh Steelers have received a lukewarm assessment from NFL staff regarding the return of quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Following criticism from Ben Solak about the team's decision-making, colleague Seth Walder assigned the Steelers a C grade for bringing Rodgers back to Pittsburgh. Walder cited concerns about the decision to select Malik Willis as a misstep, arguing that Willis would have offered Pittsburgh greater upside, even with a lower downside risk. Walder pointed to Rodgers' performance metrics, noting he finished 23rd in the QBR last season and has not ranked in the top 20 in that metric over his last 3 full seasons. Furthermore, Walder criticized the Steelers for the increased cost associated with Rodgers' contract, especially considering his previous salary of just over $14 million last season. Despite these critiques, Walder noted that Rodgers' reported contract remains below market value, suggesting the C grade was more reflective of the Steelers' process than the player himself. Walder acknowledged that the offseason for quarterback decisions was challenging, stating that outside of Willis, other quarterback moves would have been high-risk gambles. He conceded that Malik Willis lacked significant starting experience and would have been a risk, but expressed support for Willis's potential upside. The report emphasizes that the Steelers understood Rodgers' capabilities, having made the playoffs with him last season, and he was considered their best starting option given their competitive aspirations. While Walder deemed the grade fair, he indicated that there was little realistic scenario for the Steelers to acquire another quarterback outside of a definitive rejection from Rodgers. The move back to the Steelers brings familiarity with Mike McCarthy and offers Rodgers an opportunity to mentor Will Howard while integrating Drew Aller into the quarterback room. The ultimate measure of this signing will be the team's success. If the Steelers make the playoffs with Rodgers under center, the signing will ultimately be validated, though the primary goal remains winning a playoff game this season. Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers remains a polarizing figure in the NFL media landscape, sparking intense debate regarding his performance and future outlook. An analysis of his 2025 season reveals a complex picture, highlighting both significant strengths and notable weaknesses as the team looks toward 2026. The primary criticism leveled against Rodgers stems from a pronounced fear of contact, which often results in quick throws that limit play development. This vulnerability can be exploited by defenses employing nickel blitzes or dropping coverage to defenders near receivers. Statistical data from NextGen Stats indicates Rodgers averaged the quickest throw time in the NFL at 2.59 seconds, despite ranking last in pressure percentage. However, the offensive line has largely mitigated this pressure, suggesting Rodgers needs to trust his protection to allow plays to unfold. Despite the pressure concerns, Rodgers demonstrated proficiency in the intermediate passing game. He ranked 8th in passer rating on throws between 11 and 20 yards downfield, and was 2nd in touchdown passes targeting that range. In 2025, he completed 33 of 70 passes for 633 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions in this range. Ball placement remains a major asset. PFF data showed Rodgers had 27 big-time throws in 2025, placing him 10th in the league and ahead of elite peers like Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert. Furthermore, his ball security is commendable, evidenced by only 7 interceptions and a turnover-worthy play percentage of just 2.6, demonstrating his ability to execute tight window throws without turnovers. Conversely, Rodgers' tendency to avoid high-risk scenarios, often by avoiding the middle of the field, caps the offensive explosiveness. While he excelled at protecting the ball, this caution limits the potential for high-volume, high-reward plays. The need to increase deep throws is evident, as he only attempted 70 passes in the 11-20-yard range, a volume that is expected to increase with upgrades to the receiving core, including additions like Michael Pittman and Jeremy Bernard. Rodgers' clutch performances were also notable. He showcased his ability to elevate the offense in critical moments, throwing 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to lead Pittsburgh in Week 1 and hitting game-winning scores in Week 3 and the regular season finale, finishing 2nd in the NFL for fourth-quarter touchdown passes in 2025. While acknowledging the criticisms, the assessment suggests that labeling Rodgers among the worst starters in the NFL is an overstatement. With enhanced receiving talent expected in 2026, there is a strong case that Rodgers can build upon his solid 2025 season, guide the Steelers back into the postseason, and potentially secure their first playoff victory since 2016. Aaron Rodgers is officially set to join the Pittsburgh Steelers, bringing much-anticipated clarity to the offseason speculation. After months of uncertainty, NFL insider Tom Pelissero has confirmed the veteran quarterback's timeline for reporting. Rodgers is expected to begin practicing on Monday as off-season training camp begins and continue through the remainder of the spring, signaling his full commitment to the team. Rodgers had spent considerable time evaluating his future before signing with Pittsburgh for the 2026 season, reuniting with head coach Mike McCarthy for what many are calling the final chapter of his legendary career. This development removes much of the previous speculation, as Rodgers is now expected to fully participate in off-season activities and immediately begin building chemistry with his teammates as the Steelers prepare for a significant 2026 campaign. At 42, Rodgers appears fully dedicated to helping Pittsburgh compete for a Super Bowl. The start of this final chapter is slated for Monday. The timing is particularly noteworthy given recent rumors of a potential visit to the Steelers' facility last week, which did not materialize, adding to the sense that the deal is now firmly in place. Legendary NFL quarterback Aaron Rodgers has officially confirmed his future in the league, signing a 1-year contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers valued up to $25 million, solidifying his commitment to the 2026 season. After a period of speculation regarding his potential retirement, Rodgers has opted to continue his career, linking up once again with former head coach Mike McCarthy for a potential compelling season in Pittsburgh. The agreement, finalized after visits to the Steelers' facility, includes a base salary projected between $22 million and $23 million, with performance incentives potentially increasing that figure. Rodgers officially signed the deal on Saturday, marking a decisive move following his final 2 seasons with the Green Bay Packers, where he was widely regarded as one of the greatest players in NFL history. Rodgers' decision follows a period of uncertainty, including a 4-day retreat where he weighed retirement, staying in Green Bay, or seeking a trade. While he had previously explored a trade option, the move to the Steelers signals a clear path forward. The quarterback was recently spotted in the Pittsburgh area, including social outings with teammates, ahead of the upcoming off-season activities. This re-signing comes after Rodgers steered the Steelers to the playoffs last season. The prospect of a reunion with Mike McCarthy has also generated buzz, with McCarthy expressing enthusiasm about the possibility of working together again, stating he viewed Rodgers as a great asset. Rodgers is scheduled to report to organized team activities on Monday. This development follows his previous contract with the Steelers, which included $10 million in guaranteed money. The confirmation of his return injects immediate momentum into the Steelers' future plans as they prepare for the next competitive cycle.